Hey guys, Roseanne White here. It's Wednesday and it's time for a workout. Welcome everybody. It is Wednesday at 4:30 here in Arizona, and I'm so grateful that you have taken the time to join me today. Let me know if you can hear me okay, because I'm using my AirPods. I'm trying to help with sound volume, that it's a little bit better for you guys, that there isn't any echoing. I'm hearing a little bit of feedback that there was echo coming on when I do the live. So give me a thumbs up or just put in the chat that you can hear me A-okay, and we'll get ready to roll here. So today, let me just one thing. Right now, Life Pro has just released a brand new weightlifting system, our Triform. And I've just been having such a blast with this product. And I've shown you how the basics of kettlebell work. I've showed you some barbell training. And today I wanted to go specifically into dumbbell. Someone had posted a comment like, what do you do with one dumbbell? Well, what don't you do with one dumbbell? I think single arm or single dumbbell training is phenomenal to help you to rebalance your muscles, especially if you tend to have strength on one side, weakness the other side. It's just a great tool. So we're going to go ahead and dive into some of those exercises. But first, let's talk a little bit about the Triform. I do not have it set up in the barbell mode. I've got it in the dumbbell mode. And yes, it is one single dumbbell. I have it right now on my step bench from Life Pro, just because it's just easier to get to. And it is an adjustable dumbbell, like all of the other Power Flow products from Life Pro. Simple adjustment, compact, versatile, super easy to assemble and to adjust. I'm not going to go into the assembly factor of that. Check Amber's video on how the pieces work. But I will tell you that this dumbbell can go from 3, 7, 9, 14 and a half, 17, 20, 24, 27, 31, 36, and 40 pounds in just a single click. So that's 12 different weights you get in this unit right here. So super, super awesome. If you're looking to up just a little bit, you have those increments, and 3 to 7, 7 to 9, 9 to 14. They're about 3-pound increments, 3 to 4 pounds each. So it's a nice amount of increase as you get stronger. Now, the system itself comes with a couple of bars to go into the barbell mode. But I want to use that today for our warm-up. I'm also going to use my Rumblex Pro 4D as well. So if you have that, you can jump on that. But I want to welcome everybody. If you're new to Life Pro, I've been working with the company for several years now. I am a fitness trainer located in Scottsdale, Arizona. I've been doing this for 25 plus years, working with active aging adults, with a lot of us that have issues in our tissues. And I can tell you, my guys that are 84 and my gals that are 50, they all want the same thing. They want to be able to move functionally, feel strong, feel confident, whether they're playing sports, hiking, biking, hanging out with the grandkids, and maybe you're the same way. Maybe you're recovering from injuries or surgery, and we have just a plethora of products to help you with that. But once you are in rehab or post-rehab or prehab, we want to get you stronger, and that's where the strength training equipment, the fitness equipment from Life Pro comes into play. This system right now is still on sale, 15% off. Normally goes for $279.99. Still available for $239.99. I put the link in there, so check it out. I don't know if you'll get the 10% off with my code Roseanne, but you can sure check it out. I don't know because they're discounting it. But if there's other products you're interested in, like the Roman chair sculpt trainer, or maybe the stepper, the Aero Step, whatever you want, you can add maybe that 10% code off of that. So you can see I've just rearranged the furniture. If you're new, if you've been following me for a while, I had some barren walls, but now I've got some things. Now I can have all my Life Pro products really handy. and convenient. I've got the Swirl, I've got the Surge Pro, I've got a Sonic gun, I've got a bunch of things that I can really handy to use. So I'm very grateful to have that. Okay, I'm chatting too much. We're going to warm up with the pole. So here's the cool thing. If this is too wide for you, you can always go ahead and take one piece out and make it narrow or make it wider. Okay, so you can go wider. I want to talk about a couple moves we're going to be doing, and I want to break them down. This is a workout, okay, but it's really a training session. I am a trainer first and foremost. I want to make sure that you have the best form when you are doing your workout. And what I see a lot with many people is challenges in particularly two things, in squats and in lunges. So I just want to take a moment to visit those two moves just to be clear with you, and we're going to use the pole on this. It happens all the time. We squat normally to sit down, to go to the toilet, to sit in a chair, and we really we might find imbalances, a lot of shifting in our hips. So what I like about just having a pole in front, now we've got the Glute Blaster, we've got a lot of products that can help you, but for right now, if you don't have any of those products, let's just talk about where your hips are in relation to your feet. And my arms are forward, and I'm going to pull back through the belly, and I track my knees. So I just want you to be aware of what's going on here, because when we start adding weight to this, you might find a shift. So first kind of rule, don't go deep in your squats. Start where you're at. Go deeper as you feel stronger, okay? We don't need to be going all the way down to our heels, from our hips to our heels. We don't need to do that. We just need to be able to be functional, to sit back and to come up using the glutes. So in lunges, a little different, because now many people get very out of balance and they feel like they're going to lose it in a lunge. But listen, a lunge is simply you walking forward. This is the movement of lunges, right? We take a step forward and bend our knees. Why does it get so difficult when we start coming down and up? Good question. It's all about alignment. So what I want you to think about is getting down on your knees, okay? And I did this when I was demonstrating our Intensiflex. The Bulgarian split squat is tough. It's a tough one, but so doable, really, at any age if you start where you're at by opening up that hip. This is called the 90-90, okay, 90 degrees. So I'm going to use my pole in front of my knee to help me to come up, and look how wide I am, and down. Now, you don't have to kneel. You don't have to genuflect, as we call that in church days, right? But you want to be able to come down and up. That's key in your movement. It may start off that you just have a little bend and a big straight leg, but ears, shoulders, hips stay in alignment. This is very, very important. And also, notice, I am not on a surfboard. I'm not lunging like this, because that's where we get unstable. You want to think your feet are on railroad tracks, okay? So you've got these two tracks. I'll step 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. I'll go into that 90 degrees. Then I'm going to line up my hand just a little bit, or my arm just a little bit outside of my knee to come up and down. So practice without any weights, just the prop of keeping you upright. Over time, you won't need this for stability. Second little tip, if you have the Sculpt Trainer, I just wanted to show you this because I use this a lot with my clients too. I'll straddle this bench and I let my thigh rest, okay? My back hip is forward, so I can feel that squareness of my pelvis. I land my front foot, my back foot, I'm on my toes. So I'm just coming up and down. This is not a big move, but it allows me to get that width and that length, to feel my stretch in my hip flexor, feel my glute, the back leg, and I'll show you from behind. I can already fire up my glute just by sitting here, and then I push into my front foot. So both back foot and front foot work to get me up. And I don't have to worry about going down low. So think about practicing with some of your equipment just for form. Form is everything when it comes to weight training to get the best results. So the last thing I want to talk about, and yeah, I know I'm chatting a little bit today, guys. I just felt this. I've been working actually with my own trainer the past several weeks on some imbalances in my hips. I've just recovered about a year and a half from 2 tears in my hip, and there's a lot of imbalances that I have too. So she's been helping me to rebalance, and that's why I want to help you. One of the things I'm going to be showing today is rotation with lunging. And there's one particular move called the wood chop that I find everybody does incorrectly. So I love the wood chop because with one single weight, we're going to be working our arms, our torso, our hips, and our legs. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take my super light. Okay, I have no weight on here. This is starting at 3 pounds. Okay, and what I'm going to do for a wood chop, I want to show you the basic stance, movement, and then how we incorporate in the lunge. So when we go into the workout, you'll already have the form. This is another thing I want you to practice. So when I'm doing my wood chop, I want to think I'm actually going to chop wood, right? So one hand over the other. I'm going to keep the weight started at my chest. Knees are soft. I'm going to take that axe back. So watch my shoulders. One shoulder down, one up. I'm going to throw that axe behind me. And then when I come down across to my chest, I am going to pivot. So I start in my set wide athletic stance. I take the weight back close by me, but over my head. And you might want to look over, but you don't have to. You can look forward, and you take it across the chest and pivot. So it becomes a chop, right? Chop. But always stop in the middle just to make sure you're not too far out or too close in, right? You want to take it up and chop. So when I add this to a lunge movement, a lot changes here because now I'm on my railroad tracks. Okay, I want to start here. I'm going to bring the weight overhead. Now there's an imbalance. This is only 3 pounds, so start light, right? And when I chop, I come down. And I stand back up straight legs and down. Let me show you from the side what that looks like. Okay, so I'm standing tall in that V shape. I'm going to bring the weight over my shoulders, and then I chop down. I come up, and I'm using ribs, obliques, and I've got to push off that foot. Watch, your hip doesn't turn. Mine will do that. So I want to make sure you don't bring the hip forward. Hip stays square. When the split stance, I did pivot, okay, to work that. So if that's what you're going to work on first, then go into the split stance, the lunge. Okay, I think I've chatted enough. So hi guys from, let's see, I can't even pronounce where you're from California, but welcome Facebook viewer. Welcome to our VIP family, our Facebook family. I am so glad you're here. We're going to start today with a warm-up, and I'm using the pole. I'm going to show you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 different warm-ups because it's super important before you lift weight, any amount that you have, your shoulder joints are warmed up. We're going to work a little bit into squats and deadlifts with the pole. Then I'm going to go ahead and add weight to go into 8 different exercises. I'll do both sides. I'm only going to do about 8 reps, quality, not quantity. You can always repeat this. Any of these exercises, you can do 2 to 3 sets if there's something you're specifically wanting to work on. But I want to give you a good variety because this, as was promised, is a full body workout with a single dumbbell. Okie doke. Okay, hot, chat, happy. Hot, touch it, happy. Touch it, happy. Okay, I'll try that again later on Facebook user. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put my Rumflex on. And I'm going to go into P3 mode, just so I don't have to mess around too much. So let's begin with this workout. Where are we at? I've already talked for about 15 minutes. So thank you for bearing with me on my little chit chat about form following function here. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with sitting in a athletic stance. Knees are wide, okay? And I'm just going to reach up and down. Inhaling and exhaling, just trying to stretch the lats. Okay, just thinking that the shoulder blades are lifting slightly and lowering down. Then from here, I'm going to go into my holding on to the sides of the pole. I'm going to take one hand up and then the other. That's getting a little bit of rotation in my shoulders, getting a little stretch in the obliques and the lats, pressing down into the ends of the pole. Breathe in and breathe out. One more each way. And then I'm going to stir the pot. So I'm going to take it around, reaching forward and around. Start working those rotational muscles. And then reverse it. Again, just warming up the body a little bit. Great. So now let's talk about our deadlift. I'm going to bring my feet in just a little closer, knees soft. And I think of this as shaving your thighs. So the pole is going to go right below my kneecaps. And then I squeeze the glutes to come up. I'm going to keep my back nice and flat as I do this. Sending the sits bones back. And then pressing into all four corners of my feet. And again, I'm on P3 on my Rumlex Pro 4D. Just loosening up my hip joints, my knees, my ankles, giving me a little instability. Again, just getting the body warmed up. Now, from here, we're going to go into a squat. So I'm going to go wider. The pole's in front of me, forward, and I'm just going to sit back, okay? This is keeping me upright. I see too many people bowing in a squat. There's a difference between deadlift and squat. And we have our Squat Wedge Pros that are very helpful if you have some challenges with ankles. I'm lining knees over toes, pulling hip creases back, then using glutes at the top. And again, just to feel the range of motion. My heart rate's actually, I can feel my heart rate coming up a little bit because I'm using big muscle groups. I'm just going to do a couple more of these guys, and I've got two more things for shoulders that I want to do, but I'm going to sit down on the platform for this. So I'm going to come on down. You can pad your platform or not. I'm going to sit down, and I call these halos. So I'm going to hold on to my bar in front of my chest, and then it's going to come up. I'm going to circle one side down, then the other, kind of rowing effect. One hand up and one then the other. So see, like I'm at the side of my ear, behind my head, side of my ear, and front. We do this with a kettlebell, but this is, again, if you're new to halos and you don't have the flexibility, this is a good place to start at. And your hands can be wider if you are super tight, and they can be closer if you have the flexibility. But just do both sides about 5 times. And now I'm just going to go into some side bending here, bending to one side. I'm pushing my head back into the bar. Oops, someone's calling me. Don't they know that I'm live? Side to side. So by pushing the bar, my head into the bar, I'm keeping my alignment of my spine and breathing. From the side bending move, and these are movements that your spine was designed to do. We're going to go into rotation. So my head rotates with my shoulders, with my arms. The bar keeps you kind of honest that you're not just turning using your arms. Now, when you're turning, let me explain this. When you're turning to one direction, I'm turning to my right, I'm thinking about keeping my left hip back, okay? And then when I turn to my left, I'm thinking about pushing my right sits bone down. So it's just the upper body in rotation, okay? This is another exercise. I don't want to say flaw, but what's the right word to tell you? A place of instability. I see a lot of people when they're rotating. And if you're a golfer, you're playing pickleball, tennis, any of those sports, you want to make sure you have a lot of power in your rotation. Okay, so lastly, guys, let's go ahead and come on up. I'm going to show you one more thing off the platform. Let me shut it off. We don't need it anymore. This one, again, is key for shoulder health, especially because when we go into kettlebell and barbell training. So I'm standing nice and tall. My bar is behind my head, and I'm just going to let my elbows weigh forward and back. For most of us, back's not too hard, but look what happens to my head. Keep the head back, bring the elbows forward, and relax. If this feels pretty good for you to do, keep doing it. Then I want to go on the meaty part of my back. So you're not on the neck, you're right here on the shoulder blades, the top of the shoulder blades. And now I want to bring those elbows forward. Not so easy for some of us, but I'm looking for that nice big rotation right into the joint. And then from there, I can still turn again, but my elbows lead. Or I can reach up and down. Abs are in, and I'm stretching up. This is going to give you a lot of flexibility in the chest and in the lats. Super important for all of us who are over computers, over the table, kind of hunched over from daily life. This is a posture enhancer. Okay, so I've showed you all the warm-ups. Gosh, that was about 7 minutes or so. Take the time to warm up. So now let's go ahead. We're going to move. We don't need the pole anymore. We don't need the sculpt trainer. We don't even need the platform. We're going to go into a deadlift, single arm deadlift. So I'm going to go into, oh gosh, I think I'll do 14 and a half pounds. That seems pretty good for me because it's back muscles. And I'm going to take a split stance, kind of like a lunge, soft knee. Now remember, deadlift. I'm going to hinge from my hips and then come all the way up. Put your hand in front of your forehead so your head doesn't leave. Push your forehead back and let your left hip crease go back. I'm only going to my knee, and then I bring it back up. Take an inhale and an exhale. We're going to do 4 more of those. I'm going to add a row to it. Hinge. I'm putting a lot of work into that front leg. You might even put your hand behind your head if that works better for you. Another option is to put your fist under your chin so that you're not letting your head lead forward, and bring it all the way back up. I want to make sure I hit that glute, my right glute in the end. I didn't feel that in the last few. Breathe in. That's why a mirror is so important. Breathe out. One more time. And out. Now, from here, hinge from the hips. Abs are in. We're going to row. And I'm just pulling back to the hip and forward. Exhale. Find a focal point. Remember, don't let your head drop. Let's go for about 3 more. I can tell you my front legs are working like crazy. And up. Okay, so I'll go right to the other side. Okay, split stance. Square the hips. Hinging from the hips. I come over, nice flat back. Okay, check it out. And lift all the way up. Ears, shoulders, hips. Inhale down. I'm pushing into that front heel. And I'm pressing into the back so my glute fires up. Hinging. You can even put your hand at your hip crease to make sure that's true. Then feel the hip open up. Weight in the back foot. You can always do a deadlift and a row, but I'm breaking it down. I want this to be super simple, and then we layer it from there. And push into that front foot. So the weight is making that my right glute fire up. I hope you can feel that when you do it. Okay, let's do 2 more. Last time here, hold and row. 8. Shoulder stays back. If you tend to hunch your shoulder, pull it back. My shoulders are nice and stable. You can hold on to body parts if they don't cooperate for you until they're strong enough to stay in place. 3 more. Keep driving through the front heel. And then come up and finish. So that's your deadlift with a row. Now we're going to go into squats with a single arm overhead press. I'm going to go lighter on this. I did warm up my shoulders. However, I'm still going to go light. So I think I'll do 7 pounds to start. So what I want to do is I'm going to go into my wide squat. okay? And I'm going to hinge back and press up, okay? Just a single arm. Now we can add on to this by lifting, okay? I'm going to make it just a little more challenging for you guys. 2 more. Great. Okay, let's do the other side. So I'll just kind of, let me show you some side alignment. Okay, look at that elbow. Okay, it's not here. The weight is almost resting on my shoulder. Okay, I'm going to go into my squat first so I can feel that I'm driving from the glute. Exhale. Now I'm going to put all the weight into my right leg as I lift and land. I'm actually going to hold my right hip back because my trainers is making me very aware of that right hip that likes to cheat. 3 more. Sink back. 2 and 1. Okay, heart rate's coming up. So from here, we're going to go into a side lunge, a little different than our front to back lunge. And I'm on 7 pounds and I'm pretty happy with that. You're new to side arm work, okay, is not your trap. We're working the deltoid. So what I'm going to do, my feet come together. I'm going to take that lunge and lift. Lunge and lift. So I feel a lot of work here. Side lunge. Big step. Watch that knee alignment. I want to make sure you guys can see me. Now, when I start moving big muscle groups, this becomes very aerobic. Let me show you where my arm is in position to my body. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, other side. So I start with my feet together in parallel. I'm going to find that side lunge, okay? So I come back and lift. I can feel my whole left side working. Not only my deltoid, but my glute. Watch your foot placement. Hand can go behind the head. Hand can come in front, on the chest, or on the hip. 3, 2, watch this leg, it's straight. And 1. Okay, so again, a nice little heartbeat there. I'm going to stick with 7 pounds. I may add on to this, but let's just talk about the lunge with rotation. So I'm taking my split stance, my lunge position. And I'll show you from the side here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach out and rotate and pull it back in. Out. It's not as big as you think, guys, right? Out, and my shoulders are rotating. That hip is back. Okay, I don't want your arms to do the work. That is not a rotation. It actually hurts your back. Okay, so lunge. Let me do that again. Lunge and rotate and up. Lunge. 4. Now, if you don't like that down and up, you can stay stationary. 3. 1 more. I'm going to do the other side. Another option is to hold your weight like this, if the weight's not too heavy to do, okay? So I'm going to go into my split stance. I'm going to start standing up, actually down, rotate. There you go. I had to think about that. And rotate and up. Push out, rotate. Keep the chest lifted. I'm working the front deltoid, the medial deltoid. When I do this, let me show you from the front. 4 more. Make sure you smile when you do this. 3, 2, If it feels too much, just go ahead and rotate with your arms, okay? Or with your shoulders. If it's too much to go out, just keep that weight close to your chest so you can get the feel of the shoulder turning. Okay, great. Now, we're going to go into wood chops. Since we're warmed up in rotation, we're going to do that lunge, okay? Again, you might even want to go lighter. This is 7 pounds. Go 3 pounds in the very beginning until you get the hang of this, guys, okay? So what I want to do, my legs are straight. I'm going to bring this weight up. And I'm going to chop. Inhale up. If this one throws you off, let me show you from the side. I'm nice over the chest. I'm not even going to look back. I'm not ready to bring my head back. I'm just going to work on keeping the hips squared. 3 more. A lot of obliques here. And then we're going to come to the other side. So I want to load up first my alignment. If you don't like that down and up, you can just stay down here, okay? If the up and down is too much for you, bring it up. My shoulder, try to get my shoulder so I can up over under my chin to come down, okay? That's the thought. And take it in, inhale up and chop. This side is so different. You'll find one side's going to be a lot different for you too. All the way up. It's a big swing. Hit the brakes and bring yourself back up. 2 more. Nice and tall. And 1 more. Okay, that's your wood chop. Oh, okay. I'm going to bring my heart rate down and we're going to come down. We're going to go to a tricep press up with a hip lift, a chest press, and a tricep extension. I'm going to go to 9 pounds on this. My chest muscles can take it. My triceps can take it. I take that back. It's 13 pounds. I misread that. Okay, so let me bring my camera down so you guys can see me a little bit better. There we go. Okay, on the floor. Now, feel free to put your feet on the platform if you want a little more intensity in here. So in my bridge, I'm not rolling up. I'm not going to articulate. I'm thrusting from the hips. So let's put that weight right on your hips so you can press up into it. Get used to that feeling first. Now I'm turning my head to kind of look at the camera. I want you to look straight up. Pretty key that you keep your spine aligned. Once you feel the right muscles working, people are calling me today. Don't they know I'm busy? I do this every Wednesday. Okay, now here's my tricep press up. Elbow, knuckles right over the elbow. You can put your other hand on your hip bone, push down, push. You want some more challenge? Tabletop, the opposite leg. Put your hand in there and hold it so your abs work. 3, 2, and 1. Oh, that booty is burning. Okay, so from here, we thrust and come down. I'm keeping my shoulder blades flat. I want the hips to evenly lift. I'm going to start adding that knee up. I keep my hand in front of my knee so it doesn't come forward. 3 more. A lot of balancing left, right, front, back. Okay, from here, I'm going to go into a single arm chest press. So hold the weight in the center of your chest, push up, transfer to the side. Keep the hips lifted, bring the elbow to the side and press up. Okay, you're going to feel a lot of oblique, a lot of shoulder stabilizer. You want to make it a little more fun? It's always that single leg work, right? Now I'm going to kick to the sky. There's a hamstring stretch. I'm going to push my heel to the sky. There's my glute. Let's do 4 more. A little drop and a little lift. 3, 2. Bring the foot down, bring the weight on the chest. Other side. So reset, line the knees up, press the hips up, lift the arm, transfer the weight. Careful here. Okay, line up, shoulder, wrist over shoulder, keep the hips steady, go out to the side. I'm not actually tapping the floor, I'm hovering. And so here again, I can feel a little imbalance that my right hip wants to drop. So this is a great exercise if you have that imbalance as well. Knee up, and then we start using that glute. Bend and kick. You can keep your legs straight if you want. I'm just giving you options, guys. Play. Have fun with your workout. Should never be boring. 4. Breath is so important. And 1. And bring it down. Okay. So I've got one more thing for you guys to do while you're laying down. It's called, actually I have 2 more things. I lied. We're doing a dead bug tricep extension. So if this weight seems too heavy, I'm putting my hand here. I'm going to bend my elbow and then come up. I don't want that elbow to move behind or in front of my shoulder, straight to the top. Okay. So in dead bug, what we want to think of is our knees are at tabletop. Okay. So as I bend, I straighten. Leg and arm. You can keep your hand at your upper arm bone to hold you in place. If you like what's going on here, keep it. You can add on by bringing the leg down and up. Inhale and exhale. Just a few more. You're going to feel a lot of oblique in that. And tricep. Last time. And lower belly. I'm all about 2 first, 3 first, or 4 first. The more moves for the money, the better. Okay. Reach up, hold on, bend the elbow, and lift. Check your wrist. It likes to cock, knuckles to the sky. Weight in the heel of the hand. Bend and straighten. Okay, you got that eye down. You could even keep 1 foot down if you're kind of new to dead bugs and your back wants to flatten and your pelvis tucks, because I have a little bit of a space. I'm in a neutral pelvis. My quads, I just moved my arm. My quads firing up to straighten my leg. Remember how I added on here? I lower and lift. Boy, this right tricep wants to cheat. Exhale. And by the way, a little bend is fine. It's the extension up is where the tricep work is. 3. I'm going to go back to the bending of my knee. 2, I got to focus on this arm. And 1. And then bring it down. Okay, great. So go ahead and roll yourself up. So the last thing I want to do is a little bit of a bicep curl just to end things up. And I'm going to go into, actually, let's do single arm. Okay. We're going to stand back. I'm going to bicep curl, switch arms. Bicep curl, switch arms. Bicep curl. Now, this is a real balance act here. Bicep curl. It's actually a hammer curl. If it's too much for you, you can just stay with one side. Take it over. Hold. Take it over. Just want to make sure we get biceps in here. Okay, a couple more each side. I'm glad you're enjoying this Facebook user. I don't have any names here, so I can't identify you, but thank you so much for joining me. 1 more each way, guys. It's that right bicep. And left. Okay, there you have it. I am all about lunges, squats, rotation with form. Oh, I'm out of breath on that too. So I was on a little longer than normal. I'm going to cool down on my own. It's super important you stretch. Sometimes, I'll chat with you while I'm stretching. Sometimes it is your warm-up that's your cool down. Okay, so I'm going to move those joints as my heart rate comes down. I will put this workout in the, hey Brenda, thank you. I'm so glad you liked it. I'm going to put this workout in the chat for you to follow. You'll have it on YouTube, on the Facebook VIP page. As always, you can reach me anytime, private message me. Oops, I just pulled that apart. Trying to move this in. Private message me, okay, guys? If you have any questions, if you're not sure about your form, why don't you just send me a little video of you working out, and I'm happy to analyze it and see where maybe that you need a little help in. Okay, how about this? A side bend. Oh, I'm gonna put my hand bar behind my head to get the most benefit from all those obliques. Yeah, I'm happy to analyze a specific exercise that you might be finding is causing you pain or you're restricted on it. Let's see if we can't create some strategies that are successful for you, for your body, because not all bodies move the same. I want to thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of the week. I will be here again next Wednesday. Last week where there's some technical difficulties, but I'm going to be using the Triform system with the glute blaster. So if you find glute squats are not your best friend, I'm going to show you on the glute blaster how to take advantage of squats and lunges so you have the best form to get the best results. And by the way, I got a few minutes and they said I could do this. I am holding a green smoothie challenge for the month of August. I'm giving away a NutriBullet to anyone who or to one lucky winner. Just private message me. I'll send you information. It's free. You get a book on green smoothies, which I don't have with me right now, but and you get a chance to win a NutriBullet. I'm calling it out, the winner out at the end of the month. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining me. And got any questions? I'm here to help. Amber and Debbie too. Bye for now.